So James, how did you prepare for your medical interview?
Yeah, so I think the key thing is you got to know a few things. You got to know whether it's online, in person, and how you're going to get there, basically. So if it's in person, one of the key things that you got to establish is where it's at. If it's close to you, you can just stay at your house, go on the day. If it's far away, think of a plan in advance. You got to be there probably the day before, because normally these things start at 9 o'clock in the morning. You want to be there early, and you want to know how to get to the place that you're going to when you get there. And then if it's online, you want to check a few things first. You want to make sure that you've got your laptop set up, if it's a laptop or whichever piece of tech you're using. You want to make sure you've got a good internet connection, and you want to make sure that you've got a place to do it. So 2 of mine I did at school. So I made sure that I communicated with the school beforehand, told them, hey, I've got an interview at this time. Can I use a room? And they were completely fine with it. I just went to the room, connected, did it, and then left. So just make sure that you know in advance what you're going to do. And with that, make sure that your laptop's charged. Make sure that you've got something to talk to. Like, it's simple things, but if it goes wrong on the day, it's just so stressful for you, and you don't want any more stress than is already put on you.
I'd also say about attire as well as a big one.
Yeah,
a lot
100%.
of people don't really understand what to wear.
Yeah.
You can never overdress.
No.
One of these things I would say, but you can always underdress. So some people, like, they might wear a suit and a blazer. Like, anyone can wear that.
That's what I wore.
Exact same here. And people might laugh at you for that. And even if you wear a tie, like, don't worry too much about some of these things. I've heard some ridiculous advice that you shouldn't wear certain coloured ties because it can distract the interviewer. It's not true. Just be as formal as you can. You don't want to be too informal though, because at the end of the day, you're applying to be a doctor, so you do have to have a certain formality because people view you, the public 100%. View you in a certain way. 100%. Okay, so that's kind of how to deal with the whole interview matter. How about the psychological matter, dealing with stress? How did you deal with stress?
So I think before you go in, you got to have one in your mind. You have to know what you're doing. If you're going to go in completely unprepared and not have any idea what you're expecting, you're going to be caught off guard from station 1. Then you're going to be immediately sat on the back foot. It's just, you're going to cause yourself a whole host of problems. And knowing what type of station it is, so if it's an MMI, if it's a panel, so I think look at the uni beforehand and establish what that's going to be. And once you're there, you want to make sure that a key thing, especially if it's MMIs, kind of with panel interviews, but slightly different. If it's MMIs, each station is a separate thing. That is the absolute one key piece of advice. If you mess up one, it does not matter.
I've heard something really good advice from that as well. If you do really bad in one, the examiners don't even remember you. You're going to get separate examiners each time. So what's 100%. Quite nice is if you screw up on one of them, you can go to the next one completely fresh slate. Do not let like the sadness or burden carry over, because it's just going to mess with your head.
And also, I mean, these examiners, they examine hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. You may think in your head, we like as humans, we just kind of have this natural thing where you will always remember the bad things. You'll come out of an exam, GCSEs, A-levels, whatever. You'll come out, you'll focus on the thing.
Well, even in medical school.
Yeah, literally. Like I come out of exams. Like I usually call my mum up after my exams, and I'll literally sit there and I'll be like, I've done this wrong, I've done this wrong, I've done this wrong, and then you get your results back and you're like, you know what? It actually was not that deep at the end of the day. Like you've missed like, I don't know, a few questions here and there, and obviously you got some wrong that you didn't expect to get wrong, but in the interview, you're gonna sit there and think, oh dear, I've just messed up this, I forgot to say this, I didn't say this. The examiner is not looking for things to miss you. Like, they're just looking to mark you up with their scheme.
What people often forget is examiners are humans, and like they will sometimes appear, I don't know if you agree with this, but they appear to have like a harsh face, and they're trained before. It's this good cop, bad cop kind of dilemma. So one interviewer might try to appear to like look scary and put you off. Realistically, they want you to do well, so you're prepared really hard, and they're going to be looking at the good things you are saying. So don't get too put off by how the examiners appear externally, because they're just going to be looking that way for a certain reason. So I would never get put off.
I had one examiner who literally, I was sat there, I can't remember how long it was, 6 minutes, whatever it was. They literally stared me down for 6 minutes. I was like, what on earth is happening? And then that did throw me off. That was
exactly.
Scary.
But look, I mean, you must have done well because you got a place.
Yeah. But it's all about moving on, just getting on with the next station.
Okay. So then, with preparation, then so you've talked about like psychological stress. What do you do to know about interview questions? How would you go around preparing for them?
Google.
Yeah.
I think Google's like the best thing you can use in modern day world. Like anywhere on the internet, you'll find like specific questions for each university that they like to ask. You'll find generic questions about what to ask. You literally just widespread search and just keep on practicing. If you know you're bad at something, work on it. Don't leave it to the last minute and get to the interview and think, oh, I should have done better in that one.
Yeah.
I really should have prepared harder. Look it up beforehand, know what's coming up, know what's hard for you, and make sure in your head you have not set answers, but know a general theme for whatever can come up. If they ask you a question, you don't want to be thrown off guard. I think you get a minute before most of them.
Some of them you do, yeah. I think the key thing is, a lot of times in an interview, like, it's a negative downfall. It's like positive feedback, so you might get more stress, which causes you to be more anxious, and you're going to answer your question worse. So if you prepare somewhat for some questions, so at an interview, you're going to get asked some questions almost guaranteed, such as ethical questions. You'll probably get asked one. You're very likely going to be asked, why do you want to study at this university?
Yeah, 100%.
So no, local hospitals, just be confident in the core scheme, the curriculum. Is it spiral? Is it PBL, CBL? Know what placements you have.
100%.
And if you do that, you're going to be confident in your answer, and then you're not going to have this negative spiral down forward, getting worse and worse and more sad and more afraid. So that's, I think, the key thing is under preparation. But then we've been speaking about over preparation and how that could harm you. So what are we talking about that?
What I'd say is prepare, but don't go in with like a completely robotic answer. We were talking about this earlier, and I was saying, like, if someone gives you or you prepare a set script, if you have an answer to, I don't think many universities ask this anymore, but some still will. Why medicine?
Very rare. It's a very rare answer.
If someone asks you that and you've prepared that completely scripted, unless you're like the world's best actor, the university is gonna know that you just scripted something. Literally, universities a lot of the time, they're looking for, obviously, that you know your stuff.
Exactly.
They're obviously looking for that.
Content matters.
But they're also looking for how you can deal with it.
Definitely.
And how you can communicate to people. Well, you know, we're now on the wards in medicine. It is all about how you talk to people. And like, if I've learned anything from patients as well, that is like the most important thing.
100%.
How you speak to someone and how you communicate to them is far the most important.
So with an interview, you need a blend, and we always talk about like a holistic approach in medicine. So you need a blend of, obviously, content knowledge. You need to know about your ethics. You need to know about your 4 pillars, all that good stuff. And then you need to know how to have personal skills. So how do you talk about your work experience? If you worked in a hospital ward, great. How can you weave that in and out though? One common thing I see that's like a mistake and cause people to worry and panic is they just list and don't explain why it's important. So that can cause panic as well.
And also, please just laugh, smile.
Yeah, be
like,
friendly.
Be a human. Yeah, like walk in. Go, hi, how are you doing today? Things like that. It's like simple things like that. Or go shake their hand if you want to be like really formal.
Shaking the hand's really good,
Do something that makes you look like a human. Because if you go in with, you know, completely blank face, hi, you know, I'm so and so.
One tip I did hear, this is like an old time interviewer, so they're quite strict, but they told me, like, whenever they shook someone's hand, if they didn't look at them in the eyes, they'll instantly say, like, I don't think I'm going to take you in. This is for a different job, though, not for medicine.
But it's a good thing, though, right?
It is a really important eye contact, looking at people
and shaking them, good grip.
And they literally said to me, like, Bryn, if people don't look at me in the eyes or have a good grip when shaking my hand, I would definitely not consider it a sign of confidence. So if you are going to go into a handshake kind of position, which I do recommend, make sure you're confident with it. Don't be like scared and look at them in the eyes. It's a really just people skills like that.
Literally, like, I can't lie. Half of what we've done so far, even in medical school, in terms of your it's fake it till you make it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like literally, you go in, you look confident. You not pretend like you know what you're talking about, but like you know what you're talking about, but say it with an air of confidence.
Yeah.
And you're most people you win over,
100%.
and that's what you're looking to do.
So just to summarise, then we've talked about why you should appear. Like have a good appearance and dress sensibly and appropriately. Overdress if you need to. Never underdress is one thing. What else have we talked about?
Preparation. Make sure you know where you're going. Make sure you know if it's online, in person. Know how you're going to get there. Have a backup plan ideally, but I didn't. But
backup plans are always good. And then always if it's online, which is more likely now post-COVID, most interviews are online. You're going to want stable connection. If you're at school, make sure it's in a good room. Even take the day off school if you need to. If you want to do it at home, good Wi-Fi. Make sure your house is quiet. You look good. All of the same regular stuff. Cameras turned on.
Practice talking to a camera.
Yeah, practice talking to a camera. Talking to a camera is super difficult. Super difficult. So make sure you practice when preparing for interviews. Doing online ones as well as in-person ones is completely different. There are no body language signs or as much, so it's very limited.
Yeah, consultations are a lot harder.
Exactly, so it's a lot more difficult, and there's also some delay as well. So I would say prepare online for doing that as well. 100%. Prepare in person, look appropriate, and just obviously be confident in your answer, but don't be too rigid and too dogmatic in your answer.
And keep it cool.
100%.
That is the most important thing. Keep it cool. Move on. keep on going.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem.
And that is everything. If you guys have found this video useful, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. This is the first interview series of many, so we're going to have way more videos coming out soon as well. So if you're still applying to medical school and you want some more help, consider dropping a like and subscribing. And if you want any questions answering, put them in the comments. I'll see you soon.